Today, what I invite you to reflect upon is whether or not your happiness is dependent on the circumstances that are going on in your life. Just reflect on that question. Have you ever said to yourself, I'll be happy when? Fill in the blank. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll be happy when I have the new house. I'll be happy when I'm in that relationship. I'll be happy when. And what happens is we tend to get in the habit of delaying our happiness for some future moment. And I know that I was guilty of this. For me, it shows up a lot when it comes to work and productivity. For example, when I used to have my corporate job, I used to plot the next promotion. So constantly what I was doing is living in some future state, because I wouldn't even have the new role for 0.5 seconds and I was already off to the next. So in that sense, there wasn't even an enjoyment or an appreciation or gratitude for the position that I was in, because my mind was already on to the next. And I lived like that constantly, one promotion after another. And what was very interesting is, or what I've learned about myself, is that I tie in a lot of my self-worth with achievement. And so nowadays what that looks like for me is I have to watch myself when I attribute a positive feeling to a productive day. The more I get stuff done, the more I'm going to feel a sense of self-worth or happiness. So that's the self-awareness piece for myself. I know that those are the things that can fluctuate, or where my happiness tends to vary as a result of my circumstances. So my question is to you, can you identify with certain circumstances where your happiness is attached to that, where you are relying on a particular outcome in order to give yourself permission to be happy? How does that show up in your life? Because the more information that we have about ourselves, then the more we can make different choices if it's not serving us. So how is your happiness dependent on the circumstances that are showing up in your life? Share that with me in the notes below.